Wrong one. All right, welcome. Episode 81. We are slowly creeping up to 100. It's a beautiful thing of Hip Hop High Society presents the Roundtable. It's more like a square table now. There's only two people here. I guess we kind of sit across from the fucking, I don't know what the fuck, a booth or some shit. But I got to introduce my esteemed co-host, the one and only, one of the hardest working men music, if you ask me, right? You better accept my compliment, dog. I don't give them out too often, dog. But Obi, what's going on, brother?
All right, well, thank you. I'll just accept it. I'm not good at taking them, but I appreciate you. Yeah, this is kind of like we scooted two desks together at school. You know what I mean? Face to face, like we're in trouble or some shit. I don't know.
The detention episode of fucking. But it's good to have you, dog. It's good to have you here, and I think we can talk some music, man. I think we're pretty versed in that, man. But
oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, first topic we got in hand. Get right into it. The Grammy recap. Admittedly, I didn't watch the fucking Grammys because I don't like the Grammys, but I did catch a clip here and there. I think that's really all you need these days. I don't think you need to sit through like 2 to 3 hours of the Grammys. I think social media has kind of made that obsolete, if you ask me. But we had the Clipse, man. Salute to the Clipse taking home a Grammy. So I guess let me actually pull up the full list so we can kind of go through and see who all took home an award. I'm going to Reddit.
Yeah, let's do it.
68th Grammys post-game thread, like it's the damn Lakers. Best R&B performance, Kalani Folded. All right, that song did do numbers this year. Best traditional R&B performance, Leon Thomas, Vibes Don't Lie. I thought it would have been Mutt, but I guess he got one on the album. The album is Mutt, and he got a song named Mutt. I would thought, whatever. Kalani again, best R&B song with Folded. Best rap performance, Clipse, Kendrick Lamar, Pusha T, and Malice with Chains and Whips. Best melodic rap performance, we have Kendrick Lamar and SZA with Luther. No surprise there. Best, so I'm guessing melodic is more like R&B infused rap, bro. Some shit.
I think so. Yeah,
I think that's what they're trying to do there. Best rap song, Kendrick Lamar featuring Lefty Gunplay. TV off. Salute to Lefty Gunplay. He said 4 words and got a Grammy.
That's right. Shout out to Lefty and his crew.
Yesterday's price is not today's price for Lefty. Best rap album, Kendrick Lamar, G and X. Okay. Album of the year. I'm going to butcher this because my Spanish is terrible. DB Terrar Mas Fotos by Bad Bunny, Malo Bunny.
I'm glad it was you trying to do that, not me, because I'd have wrecked it.
I probably did, bro. We just don't know. Record of the year, Kendrick Lamar and SZA again with Luther. Bad Bunny again, best music urbano album. See that? I was rolling the R's. I've been practicing. Best global music performance, EEO. Bad Bunny racked up, bro. Best compilation soundtrack for visual media, Sinners. Salute to Sinners. Best score soundtrack for visual media, Sinners again. Best music video, Anxiety by Doechii. It was a good video. I didn't care for the song. Best album cover. I didn't know that was a thing. Chromacopia, Tyler the Creators. Tyler Okanam, art director.
I think that might be the first year for that award, the best album cover.
I mean, we have been getting some very like artistic, like Wale's last shit, and Bad Bunny's was pretty dope too. So, with just a simple banana with fucking tree shit. But what do you think? Is there any, I would say, surprises for you personally? Anything that you know? We didn't see the nominees, so I'm not sure who got nominated. These are just the winners, of course. But anything you see that stands out to you?
Not particularly. I think everything kind of lined up about how I would have expected it to be. Could have gone Clipse or Kendrick either way. Wouldn't have surprised me. So I thought it was a pretty, I don't know if I'd say even matchup, but like fair matchup. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. I would say it's not too far off from our own awards. I think it was pretty close. Like to me this year, I think you had some clear cut like runaways. You know, the Clipse just did they fucking thing this year, and it would have been hard to like top that. You feel me? Kendrick was always there, even though, you know, he dropped his stuff kind of closer to January. So I think maybe people kind of lost sight of how like prolific, you know, the GNX and the singles that follow were. But he's been just killing it for the past 2. I mean, he's the clear cut number one, I think, in rap and hip hop. I don't think anybody will argue with that at this point. So I think it wasn't as competitive as probably other years. You know what I'm saying? Just because some clear cut ones, but I don't see any outright snubs. You know, Kalani threw the Hail Mary with that folded.
Like, and I know some people felt strongly about like JID's album, but I didn't think it quite had the strength to match up to Clipse, even, let alone GNX and Clipse. So glad it was nominated though. But yeah, and personally, I just have never been a Grammy fan. When I was younger, I grew up with like watching Will Smith boycotting it and just always basically hearing that the Grammys had no respect for hip hop. So I just have never cared and could care less personally until I see something different. And I don't personally feel like they're very genuine with a lot of their stuff for hip hop currently.
Yeah, I would like to know who's like voting on the categories, right? I think they do have a list or whatever of the Academy or who votes on that. But you know, like who in the hip hop realm is picking that? You know, are y'all calling like hip hop legends? Did Nas get a call to vote on it? You know, did any of the prolific DJs we have? So, you know, I think that's part of why I personally don't care. You know, I think, although I guess it's on hiatus now. I mean, the BET Awards, probably our rap awards, was more authentic at one point to me, and some I used to watch because at least I knew like someone in the culture is voting on this. You feel me? But the Grammys, to me, I don't know who's in the Academy. I don't know I don't know if they know what a fucking double entendre is. I don't know if they, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, oh no, yeah.
Are they just
exactly? I would much rather watch the BET Hip Hop Awards or any of that stuff than the Grammys personally, because even if I agree or disagree with whoever won or lost or is nominated, at least I know it's from like a more well-respected place in general, right? So
yeah, big facts. And I guess this is just Lil Wayne commenting on it. Congrats to nominees and winners. Wasn't included as usual. I gotta work harder as usual. One time for my slime Bill Belichick. Billy.
Which I'm pretty sure someone said that he's won Grammys before. I haven't even looked it up, but I think it's said something like he had 3 or 4 of them.
He was high with that.
It's just so funny. And then it's like that album was not good. Like that was not a Grammy worthy album at all. Like, come on, what are we talking about?
Nah, bro, I'm sorry, Weezy. The Carter 6 is not a Grammy word. I hate to see this version of Weezy too, man. Like this, like kind of from the Super Bowl last year, and now you have this. He's getting kind of fucking old and whiny. I don't like to see Tunchi like that, bro.
I agree. I don't like it at all. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? This is the strain. Did they mix up the strain of bro made the Carter 6 and think he was getting a Grammy? That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful, Prince. But yeah, man, and that's I think you to your earlier point too, because that's part of the question, right? The Grammys still the gold standard for hip hop. I don't think Grammys was ever a gold standard for hip hop. But it's weird to see how many people like embrace it now. Like people are literally putting like Grammy nominated so and so in their bios. I've seen a couple producers do that. People take great pride. So I guess I'll toss this to you. What you think about? Have we been capping? Is the urge for validation greater than we originally thought? What do you think? Or is it just like Grammy nominated to get you more coins? You feel me?
I think that's a big part of it, right? So like, yeah, once you get this like mainstream recognition that the money goes up, and it's never, I'm never gonna be mad at an artist for feeling proud to get a Grammy, even if I don't like respect the Grammys, right? Because it's like getting that kind of recognition is awesome, no matter how you cut it, realistically. So that's cool, but it's just, yeah, if you win one, that's great, celebrate it and be happy. But just personally, when it comes time, just know that that's not what I'm looking for or caring about. If you got, yeah, whoever the Grammys picks has no sway on my opinion or thoughts, period. But if you got a Grammy, I'm happy for you. Does that make sense?
I'm surprised that Doechii didn't, because does that kind of kill the, that's a little bit off the topic, but I think it's a valid thing. Does that kill the industry plant thing? You think that Doechii only got the video one? Do you think, you know what I mean? Or do you think the industry plant thing was kind of stupid from jump? You feel me? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm mixed on all that because I guess also she didn't put out a lot in the last year, did she? Like that video hit the time, but otherwise it was for last year's Grammys, right?
Yep.
She
The
won one, so
video, and the video was for a song that she apparently recorded years ago. I think she did that Anxiety quite a
right,
while
but the
ago.
video was new, so I think that's what got it in. But yeah, the song is old. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm still mixed on the Doechii. I don't think she's an industry plant, but you never know. That's really the problem. I don't think so, but you never know.
Never know. And salute to Kendrick Lamar, makes Grammys history as the most awarded rapper, breaking Hove, who we're gonna talk more about a little bit later, but broke Jay-Z's record. How do we feel about K. Dot breaking the record? Is that something to be said? I mean, that's fucking impressive, I guess. But
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
no, that's awesome, and that's definitely impressive, and also somewhat not surprising, right? Because like almost like we were talking about, we're also in an era now where hip hop is getting more like respect from the Grammys and notoriety. So I think they're looking to try to hit marks better, and Kendrick's a guy that they can hit marks with, right? Where people are not. I mean, people are going to be upset, as in anti Kendrick people, but realistically, they know that like hip hop people are probably going to enjoy Kendrick winning. So it's kind of an alley oop, but he deserves them too. So.
But it's kind of the, not to downplay Kendrick's accomplishments. Salute to K. Dot, bro.
Yeah.
But it's almost the safe choice too. You feel me? It's like when
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't take much effort to find his music these days. He's good, right? He's even a 40-year-old LeBron. He's putting up 25 and 10, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the safe choice. That's kind of why I question maybe like who is voting on these things, or maybe they should have, not to steal our thunder because it's kind of our fucking thing, but maybe an underground, maybe type of category where you acknowledge the people who may be bubbling. And that's one thing I did like about how the BET Awards did things, because like at one point they did have the interludes where they have like acts like indie people come up there, maybe people who are bubbling, not quite that, and they perform for a minute or 2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
And we don't get that. And also to me, like the Grammys is kind of like devoid of the people, man. Like I think the Grammys would be better if they did like in a stadium where you can actually have people come and react, and it's almost like now they even do it where they don't even have the they used to do it in like theaters. They have the seat fillers, at least normal people in there. And it's nothing now. It's just like all the fucking industry people sitting there clapping at each other. And it just feels devoid of the fucking people. And hip hop is such a street. We do this in a grimy club. We having rap battles and fucking this 8 Mile looking ass fucking club with people yelling out and shit. And it's just like in this room full of people with tuxedos, and Chapel Roan got her titties out again.
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say.
It's just weird, and it doesn't feel hip hop. You feel me?
No.
I can't describe it. It's not of the culture to me. So I'm and then Jay-Z like boycott. Did he ever show up to the fucking Grammys?
I don't know. I swear my whole life I've been not paying attention to the Grammys. I saw as a young kid, I saw documentaries and saw them disrespecting, you know, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and I was like, no, thank you. From then on out, don't you treat Jazzy Jeff that way. You are not Uncle Phil, so don't touch him. And then I never look back.
Hey, you practice what you preach, man. You know what? You get you early. Good job.
Thank you. That felt good.
Any last thoughts on the Grammys, man? Let me say this. Do you think they will expand? We already seen they added the rap, melodic shit. They've added the album cover. Being that so-called hip-hop is on the downswing, right? Do we think that they may cut things, or do you think they're gonna add more to the, because some of these things they didn't even show on. I think they did like the pre-roll for, that's disrespectful too, some of these awards, right? So what do you think?
Some of that stuff started coming out at like 2 p.m. my time. I was like, whoa, all right, I guess the Grammys are on a roll already. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately I wouldn't be surprised if they start putting it on a back burner, putting hip hop on the back burner. But what they should do is like double down and embrace it. And then and I think I said something similar last week, but it's like you double down and embrace people on the underground and people that are going to pop up. Like that's how you build it and actually have people respect the Grammys within hip hop, right? You do it when they're down, not just when they're up.
Facts. Invest in people before. And I know we both kind of understand that concept, right? Kind of being up and coming, media people and up and coming reviewers and things like that. A lot of times it's, you reach out to certain people and it's like, oh, I mean, how many followers you got? Oh, no, we acknowledge it. But then you get that love and admiration from, the independent people who actually appreciate you showcasing their shit. And we appreciate them, so that you kind of build their relationship. And I would like to see, I think that is an integral part of building any kind of platform or building trust with the people, being out there. You feel me?
Exactly. Yeah. So like you said, I mean, they should be, when things are seeming down, quote unquote down, because I would argue it's not, but that's when they should be starting the underground, section of the Grammys or expanding, and trying to do more.
Facts. That's all I got, man. If you're so good with you, let's move on to the next one, bro. We got 21. Savage apparently had 25. Spotify purged 25 million streams from 21 Savage's December 2025 album What Happened to the Streets on February 1st, 2026, impacting all 14 tracks and reducing totals from initial 13.1 million first day figure as shown in the post Spotify dashboard screenshots. The album's lead track, Mr. Recoup, features Drake, fueling speculation of botting tied to the ongoing Drake-Kendrick Lamar rivalry. This incident highlights Spotify's intensified anti-bot measures, which have removed billions of artificial streams industry-wide since 2024. So apparently they don't like bots anymore. So is this a crackdown on botting, or is the industry kind of changing the rules of the game? What do you think about that, Joe?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's a little bit of a mix of both. I think that they're cracking down on botting because they're starting to realize that those numbers aren't giving them the money they want back, right? So seeing the real numbers, I think, is going to become more valuable, which is a good thing. But yeah, 25 million, that's crazy.
Insane.
That's a crazy amount.
That's insane, bro. I might have it in here. I don't know. I'm pull up some of these videos, but somebody was saying beforehand that it was translating. So like these people can't sell out stadiums, right? Like you would think these millions of views and millions of fucking, plays and streams and shit would translate to you being able to fill up a stadium, MSG and shit like that. And then like they've been canceling tours. If you notice, a lot of people aren't even like touring like that anymore because you can make the point that maybe they'll get exposed, or maybe they don't have the profit, a little bit of both. Maybe they don't want to invest in these tours where these people are proving they can't fill them up. You feel me? So I don't know. It might be a recession indicator from 21 Savage. I also feel just specifically for 21 Savage, right? And I listened to the album. Actually, I think I rated it. I think it was all right. I gave it like a 7 or some shit like that, right? It was enjoyable for the most part. Kind of redundant, but I think 21 Savage, like we saw what the Clipse did. Like speaking of the Clipse, right? We saw what they did when they rolled out. These dudes, 50 years old, was at block parties, was on every podcast, was on every platform. They was doing photo shoots. You know what I'm saying? Ballard's about 50 years old. He probably need to take a nap before he even do it. His fucking shit. But they was out there, and I really didn't see much promotion. With 21 Savage, did you see a lot of rollout?
No, I mean, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, probably a week or two at most before the album came out. He announced it, started seeing like ads to sell me the vinyl and stuff like that on Instagram, which I wasn't interested in, especially before hearing the album. And then he did, a couple interviews that had some viral clips going around, and that was it. But like you said, I think we're a little bit more in an era where rollouts are more effective and becoming more effective than these sudden drops, even if you're big, unless you're a Drake or a Kendrick or a J. Cole, maybe. If you're not in the big three or the big 10, maybe don't do that. I don't know if you can afford to do that, because and I was even saying recently when IDK was rolling out his album, he was kind of doing it over a couple of weeks, at least on social media, like talking about it, dropping merch, dropping certain things, and it was like, oh, okay, like he's talking about it enough that I'm actually interested now. I'm looking forward to this. But it also took longer than 1 week for me to fully be interested, if that makes sense. So like not everybody can just drop like that. And then especially just like you said, these fake boost in the numbers. I mean, I see it all the time. I just saw some people that are supposed to perform here in Denver, and they had to switch venues because their ticket sales were low. It's like, and these are big name acts that are not able to sell out a venue that gets sold out multiple times over every year.
Yep, big facts. It's all about the numbers at the end of the day, right? So I really wish people would get back to like the club scenes and stuff like that. But let me pull up this video real quick. I think some interesting points in here. Get this. Where the sound at? Here we go.
Million streams from 21 Savage's What Happened to the Streets on February 1st.
Oh shit. My bad.
Spotify removed 25 million streams from 21 Savage's What Happened to the Streets on February 1st. Yes, 25 million streams were removed from 21 Savage's latest album. He got caught botting streams. As you can see here, all of the tracks were affected. And I remember when the rumor started about Kendrick Lamar and SZA botting streams for Luther. And I was like, bro, y'all listening to Academics TV and a bunch of like Sports Skeeto was one of the pages reporting. And I'm like, bro, instead of reading what they're saying, go to this website and see that no streams were removed for Luther. Y'all didn't want to do it. Kept asking Academics TV, Grok. Y'all kept asking Grok. And I was getting so frustrated because Grok kept saying Spotify hasn't officially confirmed. Speculation persists without their statement. No official Spotify statement or reports from major outlets like Billboard to confirm the removal of 235 million streams from Luther due to body. It may stem from rumors in hip-hop community. And you guys kept saying things like, but his monthly listeners went down. Those are two completely different metrics. If you want to see if somebody actually lost streams, you can use Spotify numbers websites like this one that show you the bot removal and how many streams were removed. But you guys don't want to do any work. You just want to believe things at face value that put down an artist you don't like or big up an artist that you do like, man. Anyways, I like 21 Savage, but we kind of knew what he was doing, what happened to the streets, how there was botting going on and stuff like that. It's kind of disappointing, bro. Just if the numbers are low, the numbers is low, keep moving, bro. You feel me? Niggas fuck with you, Savage. This wasn't necessary. It's all PR. And then if you get caught faking it, it makes you look worse. I don't understand that. Anyways, if you haven't yet, I have started posting on.
All right. Shout out to TRVP Forever 24 on Twitter. I think that was very insightful. I might have to check that site he's talking about out. But to one of his points, though, I don't necessarily think it was 21 Savage that did it or even authorized it, right? That probably was either the labels, maybe management, maybe some of that nature, to make the numbers look better, right? I don't necessarily blame him for that. So he kind of was like, 21, you ain't got to do that. But I'm not sure he had how much actual, culpability he had in that. But what you think about what we just heard, man?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that there are some artists out there that are more pushing the button on that type of thing, but I'm not. Wouldn't say 21 is particularly one of those.
5 million streams from
I do think I remember that when the album was coming out, like that first week, there was already reports of there being botted streams. I could have swore there was something like 750,000 per song, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's funny that when this popped back up, I remember thinking like, oh, this is kind of what people thought was happening initially from my memory. So yeah, it's unfortunate to see. And like he said, it there is that bit of like it does leave a little bit of a stain, whether it was the artist who pulled the trigger on this move or not, realistically, right? It does kind of people that aren't as in tune are gonna see that regardless and think that's pretty whack. To be honest, it's just some whack shit. So
Big facts. It also makes well, somebody brought up a good point. I forgot who it was. I'm sorry, I can't credit the post or credit the platform, but they was like it makes you think like that time around maybe 2015ish. I think when 21 was bubbling and got on pretty much. I think it was around 2015ish, right? Right around that time. Like how much of that actually was organic as opposed to you being chosen, right? It kind of makes you wonder, because if you made that fan base that should have been rocking with you for the last 10, 11 years, then it should be a built-in number that you got, right? But it's like, okay, how much of your actual rise was organic? Now, you know what I'm saying? Pause. Like how much of that was of the streets? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of takes your whole legacy to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and really, I mean, kind of it makes waves across the whole industry, because really then you start wondering, I mean, realistically, if you really break it down and you think about it, it just takes somebody with some money to back a guy, buy some streams, start slowly building it up. Suddenly you get one song that's good enough that you really pop it off with the bots, right? You catch some other stuff. Like realistically, it could all be manufactured if you work it right. And then you gotta start questioning a lot of people and a lot of stuff that's, especially when the music's maybe not that great, right? And we've had a wave of years of kind of, in my opinion, some music that's maybe not the best being at the top.
Yeah.
And you can't help but wonder if it's like, well, how much of that was real? Did people really love, or were they like pushed to love it? Which I guess is how it always works anyways, but
yeah, payola, baby. Yeah, back in the day. And then it's kind of weird too. It's like, of course, somebody had to pay to get the bot going, right? I'm assuming these bot farms don't run free, right? That's like, to me, like something that could be used to run ads on the actual music, lead you to the music, right? Some people didn't even know 21 dropped. That's how like non-existent the advertising budget was for it. So why not put some of that to actually running ads? Why not put some of that to shooting some good ass videos, right? Why not put some of that to street teams again, where people actually go outside and say, hey, with your shirt and your logo and your album and the vans is rolling around and shit like that. That shit still works. Like that shit still is a thing. You know what I'm saying? I think LaRussell was breaking that fucking stigma. Like he's outside, he's going to block parties. I know a cat I interviewed not too long ago in Chicago, where LaRussell flew out there to go to like a local Chicago fucking like block party event, bro. So it works. It's simple.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, 21's not a guy that like a more underground artist might need to buy. They might feel that they need to buy a certain amount of like monthly listeners so that they can show and be like, look, people listen to me. Because if it says 1, people might just look and say this guy sucks or whatever. I'm not saying that that's how the system should work, or that you should go do that if you're an artist, but I'm just saying I understand it more. But 21 doesn't need to pay to bot 25 million unless he's like about to work out a contract or something. You know what I mean? And then on the other side, though, if something like this happens, you get caught. If you're going to work out a contract situation here soon, that looks terrible.
Terrible.
Like that's going to mess up your money coming in. So it's a risk. It's a big risk, especially if they're cracking down. And I like that they're cracking down. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, it's almost like took a page out of the Drake book. I honestly think that that may be outside, like you said, maybe the top 3, 4, 5 people. I think the surprise drops are actually gonna be a thing of past. I think people are gonna have to work again to actually get you. You're gonna have to actually go and be out in the public. You're gonna have to actually go out there and promote. And shoot, I'm not even a big Cardi B fan, bro. Cardi B was pushing up motherfucker shit. I seen her doing all types of shit in the bodega with vinyls and shit.
For months too. Yeah, like 2-3 months before she's like showing off the vinyl, and you're like, whoa, all right. So this album's ready.
It's ready.
They're going. So
might be the last one we ever get from her, but she was promoting the hell out of it, you know.
That's right. Yeah.
So salute. You're gonna have to work, man. Work. Like I think it's kind of refreshing to a certain extent. I think we're gonna have to get hip hop has to get back to its roots where you gotta touch the people. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get out there and show your face. Talk to the people, man. Make us want to like you as a person. Because I think hip hop, as opposed to any other genre, is a lot more personable. It's a lot more based on. Because I mean, let's face it, bro. I'm not doubting anybody's lyrical ability or anything like that, but it's a whole lot of people that fuck around words, dog. What kind of separates people is their stories, their own individual stories,
personalities,
exactly,
delivery, things like that. Yeah,
big facts. So yeah, you're gonna have to get out there to me, and that's gonna be the most endearing part about you is your fucking story. You know, is you in general. So yeah. Definitely. All right, so that's all I got, man. Any last things on Spotify?
No, I don't think so.
All right, let's see what else got tapped on here. I think we're rolling into the crash dummy stuff. We might have an early running for like it might be a runaway. How we said the Clipse was a fucking runaway, but let me go ahead and play this motherfucking shit and we'll get to it.
Hey, Dad.
All right, so we've been hearing a lot of news about a one and only Onika Mirage, aka Nicki Minaj, and plays a little video, kind of breaks down what I want to get into in regards to her. Of the many things she could this week,
My favorite thing about the Nicki Minaj news cycle is that she got played. The Trump administration played directly in her face. She posted a picture of the Trump gold card and said, "Welp." Then she posted about how her citizenship paper is on the way and she's about to become a citizen.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Well, if you guys aren't familiar with the Trump Gold Card program, it is for high net worth individuals that if they invest $1 million or more into the American economy, they get this Trump Gold Card and they will be on fast track to be a permanent resident, then a citizen. Well, the White House came out and said, actually, let's pump the brakes. The gold card that Nicki Minaj got is not actually a Trump Gold Card. It's just a memento. It's a fake. So it doesn't mean anything. So she doesn't get the fast track towards citizenship.
What do we have, ladies? A fucking clown. We are a stupid bitch. We are a fucking clown.
This is coming from the girl who tweeted in 2018 that she came over from Trinidad and she was alone from her mother and she doesn't want to see kids separated from her mom. And she turned that page very quickly when it was time for her to cozy up to the fascist leader who's doing the same exact thing that she said she was against. So while you want to coon up and coon down and make videos with Katie Miller,
well, there we have it. You get the gist of what I'm going with this. Miss Onika turned from a monster to a motherfucking panda bear, dog. And honestly, if this was all for citizenship, which is probably the most ironic thing in the world, I didn't even realize she was not an American citizen at this point until she kind of revealed it and gave us the whelp. But typically when somebody wants citizenship, they do things like, marry an American citizen, right? And that's kind of like your way to the path to citizenship. You take your test and all that, but that's the main thing you do. And you are married to an American citizen, right, Nikki? Except you married a convicted felon who probably can't even sponsor you to get fucking citizenship, right? And speaking of your husband, Mr. Petty, right now he's probably going for the 6th man of the year to me. Like, he is like the fucking Scottie Pippen to your Michael Jordan as far as being down bad. He is not typically when you marry somebody, right? You marry that person, they call it your better half. Somebody that helps you make good decisions, somebody that stops you from looking like a fool. When sometimes you get irrational, they bring you down to earth and vice versa. That's what you're supposed to do. But being that this man is probably on a salary from you, he can't say anything. Actually, notice all of these things that she's doing now. There's no husband next to her, right? There's no man in the room. These people can't even be in the room with your husband because of his record. And now you're out here doing all this riffraff. You're running around trying to, I guess, build a new audience from a group of people who probably don't even know what the fuck super bass is. They've never heard Bees in the Trap. They don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Matter of fact, these people were bashing you probably about 4 or 5 years ago and calling you immoral, calling you all types of names, and now you're your best friends. And then the most ironic thing this week, you back to calling everybody and their mama PDFs, and you're calling everybody else and their mama these nasty names and all this other stuff in relation to things that they've allegedly done, when in reality, your brother actually got convicted of these things. And also, you lay up in the bed with a guy who is a convicted rapist. So talk about calling the kettle black. This has probably been the quickest I've ever seen a almost 20-year legacy destroyed, and 90% of it is due to social media and bad marriage choices. So I say that to say this: please, Miss Onika, do better. You still have a chance to redeem yourself, but for now, you got to get the car crash. Take it. That's all I got, dog.
Brutal. It's brutal. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was rough. I hate to do it. No, actually, I kind of enjoyed that.
I was gonna say, no, I love that you did it. It's just what she's doing is brutal. It's just like you said, like, yeah, it's just funny.
I don't get it, brother, man. I don't get it. But let's get to some positive stuff. Let's get to our DOD and let's play the motherfucking intro. All right, this week we got an artist coming out of Los Angeles, California, goes by Sylvan Gold. Hopefully I'm not butchering it. This track right here is featuring Soy Is Real. It's called Community, which is ironic, being a crash dump we just had if you listen to the lyrics of the song. But make sure you mute your mics. The OB was only me and you, so just make sure we mute our mics and check out the track, yo. And hopefully if she's out there, hopefully you're checking it out, this send a message to her. So here we go.
What? The hood's on fire, see? We lighting up the cold-blooded till they melt, cause they acting out in fallacy. Reactions to corrupt democracy, repress the people long enough, manifestations acting out in physically. And then they act surprised, grasping pearls, eyes wide, collars beast, but still mass men stealing brown girls, tear gassing crowds for thrills. How can we chill? Silent giant rise up out the thumb, they try to keep us sealed. Punks take a zip and fill, produce ordeals, erupt phenomenon of community appeal. Stand up in pride and zeal, teach the youngest history. Arising for their community, burn carrots with a hot degree. Punks take a zip and fill, produce ordeals, erupt phenomenon of community appeal. We always up for war for real. Punks take a sip and fill, produce ordeals, erupt phenomenon of community appeal. We always up for war for real. Look, see they forget we make the best with what we had. Makeshift weapons, literal seeds, bet the mass. Way below the grass, safe for winter, cause we planned building pyramids with excellent measurements using math. Plus, women held the staff side by side with the man, while the Spanish came and taught that the female was second class. And to the chauvinist, truth is sexism the disease, the strongest bug that Europe carried over and released. No vaccine, it's heroin, spreading quite scarily. 2025, men the victims like it's parody. Mad TV, competitions on our screens. Motherfuckers think they neo-red pilling so naive, but it only brings division. See, the power is when we decide to dig foundations that is buried underneath, interlocking arms with ladies so that no one comes between, and the surface on display lifted heads full of dreams. Come take a zip and fill, produce ordeals, erupt phenomenon of community appeal. We always up for war for real. Punks take a zip and fill, produce ordeals, erupt phenomenon of community appeal. We always up for war for real.
Punks take a sip and fill, produce ordeals, erupt phenomenon of community appeal. We always up for war for real.
All right, there we have it. Community by Sylvan Gold. I'm thinking Soy Is Real might be the producer because I didn't hear anybody else on the track. So I might do a little deeper dive into that. But there we have it. And then who? Oh, Obi's first.
Oh, man, that's messed up. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually not messed up because it's a very, personally, this is a very easy thumbs up. I thought this was super dope, right up my lane as far as like her flow and the production and the two blended together. I really liked. Probably going to look into her. I thought that was great.
Yeah. Definitely one thumbs up. I'll agree with everything you just said. I think this is one of those tracks where I actually like sometimes I just feel the vibe of the song. Sometimes it's a vibe song. I was definitely like listening to the lyrics. She was almost telling a story, weaving a story, and I think that was dope. She was talking about the pyramids and how we built that, men and women working together. I think this is one of those songs that gives a great positive message, and I love that about it. I think her flow, just on the lyrical ability, I think her flow definitely was there. I didn't hear anything that sounded awkward, the way she was able to weave the story while also keeping it cohesive with the song and the beat. It was a kind of a simplistic beat, but it fit well with what she was saying because it allowed the lyrics to shine. You know what I'm saying? I was able to kind of tune in, and it didn't like space me out because it's 808 booming, right? Very hip hop type beat, but she was able to weave that good tail and tear and also infuse some positivity into that and give a message. And I think hip hop is all about messages. So just like you, I think this is pretty easy, cut and dry. Thumbs up for me. Definitely makes me want to hear more of her material. This is the first song I've heard from her. I don't think she has a super huge amount of views too. I think it's like 200 or something subscribers, which is crazy to me, being the quality of the track. You know what I'm saying? It didn't sound like amateur hour at all. It sounded like people knew what they were doing. You feel me? But 2 thumbs up.
Flawless victory.
You know what I'm saying?
Might have to pull that up, right? Look her up right now, just so I don't forget.
Definitely. But I'm gonna pull up her Instagram real quick. So if those, of course, I always got to give the disclaimer, if you maybe not feeling the song as much as we did, definitely give people a shot. Listen to more of their music. She has a pretty decent following, 8,000 followers on Instagram. But make sure y'all check her out. I think she just dropped another song. But yeah, she's definitely out here working. You feel me? Doing a positive thing. Make sure y'all check out her music. She's on Spotify and all of the streaming platforms. We just put up on YouTube. And I believe she has a video to go to the song as well. So yeah, make sure y'all check out Sylvan Gold. And if you're out there, like I said, I sent you the message to Tone. I'll try to also send another message, maybe clip this up for you, send it to you if you want to use that for promotion. But appreciate you and bringing a refreshing vibe. You know what I'm saying? That was dope to hear. So any last thoughts?
No, I just downloaded the album Gold Rush. I'm gonna listen to that from 2023 and go from there.
All right, so I want to bring up this quick comedy break. We haven't done comedy breaks in quite a while. I think with us tag teaming it'd be a good day to bring back the comedy.
Yeah.
Women's should worship me. You feel me?
Wow.
Like man eat steak, pork, chitlin. Woman eat salad. That's just what it is. I want to watch football game, eat food. Women, they supposed to be loving us. You feel what I'm saying? Man,
are you married by chance?
Nah, man, I ain't never had a girlfriend.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is the reason why I haven't had one is because women's be tripping.
Yeah, I also think we've come to a stopping point.
I don't even look women in the eyes. Because I feel like if I look at one, it's gonna turn me to stone.
What just happened?
Look, I think we're about to end.
I ain't no misogynist. I ain't never gave out a massage in my entire life.
We're gonna end the podcast here. Thank you so much, little daddy. TJ, my best friend. Thank you so much.
Real men's fix car. You can't fix no car.
I don't have a car.
I am a car. I'm gonna drive off right now. Whee!
All right, we're gonna go.
It's from Adult Swim. I think they hit a lot of people we may or may not have heard. I think that was pretty spot on for some of the stuff I heard. Oh man, women's eat steak. All right, yeah. But let's go ahead and get into some serious business, man. I don't know if you've been keeping up, but they recently had a drop of a certain files just dropped. We're hearing a lot of Jay-Z banter. It seems like everything that happens, it relates back to Jay-Z. We have to talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z did this. Jay-Z fucking tried to blow up the moon. Blah blah blah.
You got $1 billion. That's the problems that comes with it, right?
What is the current vitriol toward Jay-Z a justified demand for accountability, or just a byproduct of a culture that hates to see a black man stay on top for too long? Just in general, somebody who's successful. I think that's kind of universal, to be honest with you. But what do y'all think? I'm sure you've seen the banter, Obi. You know, we kind of have to be in these internet spaces to do this fucking shit. Otherwise, I'd probably be off the grid, living a good life. But here with you know. So what do you think about the recent banter of Jay-Z's going down? We gotta take down Jay-Z. Do you think it's justified, or do you think just the hating on success? What do you think, man? Personally.
Man, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's interesting, right? Because I'm not sure why people hate Jay so much, and they were like so ready to jump down his throat and like get him the fuck out of here, right?
Right.
It was crazy. Like, and I like on one hand, I get it in the sense of what people thought was happening, but on the other hand, it's like, yeah, that people just have a thing with Jay. I personally don't understand it at all, other than he's successful and people don't like to see people have like crazy success sometimes, I think.
Yeah. Crazy
now,
success.
I don't even want to say they're haters, but it's just like this urge in people. That's like you just if you got at a certain point, if you have too much, then people think you just have too much. And I don't know.
God. Beautiful wife and all this money. Why does Jay-Z have? But you know, the weird part, I think, with the Jay-Z part, right? Like everybody kind of knew Diddy was an asshole piece of shit, right? Nasty man, right? It was floating around for decades that what Diddy was doing. It's a lot of people who he screwed over both financially and just in general, right? That was always out there. Like we kind of knew the bubble was burst when Diddy went down. It wasn't too many people, you know. But I've never heard too many crazy stories from Jay. I've never, and if you ever like Jay was outside in the 90s and early, when if you were outside and you rolled around people who had money and you know big time dope boys and stuff back in the day, like a lot of these rappers in the 90s was actually connected to a lot of these big time dope boys and stuff like that, right? So I heard like a ton of stories growing up about certain people that I never even met in real life, but it just floats, the street floats. I've never heard none of this like crazy stuff about Jay, like as opposed to like other rappers of during that time, which to me is like leads credence to like, what is it about this man? Is it just that he's funny looking? Like,
Right. That's, yeah.
What is it that makes people like he has to go down? Because I've never, even like some of the artists that he previously worked for, like Beans was talking shit for him for a while because but Beans is like, yo, like Jay like hooked me up. I was just immature. Like he recently even just like kind of apologized. I've never heard too many artists to be like, yo, Jay he took my money, he did me wrong. I haven't heard that. You feel me? So I don't know where it comes from, man. It just seems like a mental illness almost at this point.
Like... yeah, like I said, I think there's something about watching somebody like, I mean, he's been successful for now 3 decades plus, right? As far as within the music industry alone, I think there's a thing within people that they don't like to see a guy come from nothing and make it to the tip top like that much.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you like you just kind of alluded to, you get weird break-offs from different fan bases that he's ever had any minute issue with, that they'll take and blow up to a huge thing. So like, I think a lot of Drake fans are not big Jay-Z fans, I think, because of their kind of back and forths over the years. Different things like that, though, I think have caused fractions. And then even that, again, because Jay's been around for so long, you get like kids that were like, well, my dad doesn't like Jay-Z, so I don't like him. Or like, or they spend enough time growing up online hearing Jay-Z hate and seeing Jay-Z hate that they just also are just like, yeah, fuck Jay-Z as they get older, because that's the cool thing to say, right? Or whatever.
Cool
like that's
Jay-Z, yeah.
That's how it feels sometimes, honestly. So yeah, like that's and guys like me and you, we just don't understand it because we don't have that same kind of hatred for somebody for just grinding their way up to being successful. There's, why would we? And on top of that, like, we've enjoyed the music and we don't have any reason to like follow what trends are online as far as who to like and who not to like. Me and you aren't even that kind of guys anyway, I don't think, let alone that we're a little bit older than that should be happening too. So
right. And like, bro, I grew up like a Tupac fan. That's one of my still, probably my number one rapper to this day. I got Nas up there, of course, stuff like that. But it's like Pac hated Jay, right? So when I was young, it's like, who the fuck? I don't know who Jay-Z is, but fuck him, because Pac said fuck him, But it's like, as you get older, it's like, I don't know these people, man. I have no clue what they do in their spare time. We don't know what Jay's got going on. We don't know what any of these people got going on. Now, if it is a certain thing that if like, if like, man, I may not know you, but if like, maybe like one person say you smoking crack, I might be like, nah, I don't think he smokes. But if like 50 million people say you smoke, I might be like, okay, he probably maybe 50 million people say it, right? I haven't heard enough stuff, like I said, towards Jay-Z would make me be like toward like a same thing like a Diddy or any other of these people, controversial figures, where I can just be like, it's probably more than not that he's an evil person, right? It's just not there. The evidence is just not there, so it doesn't lend it to it. And shout out to LaRussell. Did he just sign with Rock Nation, I believe?
I think so, or at least a distribution deal or something. Yeah, I think they're working together at least.
Let's play this.
Again, I really salute you. Like, because you for us represent that next wave of people who are going to like show people the way. And that shit is important for us. Again,
He's giving LaRussell his flowers. You feel me? I don't even think LaRussell, like I said, I don't know him either, but I've heard enough good things about LaRussell to know that he probably wouldn't deal with nobody who was super shady, right? So I did see that Narwhal interview back on that blew him up when he did Pharrell, and Pharrell was so impressed with him, he sent him to talk to Jay-Z. I'm not sure if you saw that before, but Jay is like, from what I gather or what other people have said, it's like one of those people that if he sees, like, he likes super talented, like off the cuff people, right? That's just like his thing. Like if he sees you off the cuff doing some talented shit, he like wants to work with you or get to know you or whatever. And I actually kind of admire that about, what I'm saying? That's kind of how I am. Like if I see talented people, or even if you're not super duper talented, but you just have this super crazy work ethic, you take things serious or something like that. It's just dope to be around those people and see those people work. It's everybody's created equal, but everybody doesn't create the same chances for themselves, right? so it's dope to see people out there who take maybe the same opportunities, the same 24 hours that everybody else has, but they do extraordinary shit with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's admirable. And I think Jay kind of shares that quality as well. So it was kind of natural to see like and LaRussell was ecstatic. You ever see that the post for LaRussell was putting up?
Yeah.
With Jay, bro. So
Absolutely.
like a lot of rappers don't even share the same sentiment, I think, as the general public. A lot of these rappers meet Jay, they get a phone call from Jay, and they're like fucking ecstatic. And I don't think it's just the money thing, it's that they admire what he's done. You feel me? So
yeah. And then personally, it's much more of an online thing, all the Jay hate. Like, I don't like come across people in real life that are really like, man, I can't stand Jay-Z, or like, you know, plotting on his downfall or blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? My buddy sent me the clip or the article when the news first broke initially, and it was all just like, oh, this is crazy. This sucks. You know, it's not celebrating. It's like informing your friend and also trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Even that clip they got with like Harvey Weinstein, I could pull it up, but and it's like they're trying to make some out of this right here. I guess this is the smoking gun for some of these people. We used to laugh at conspiracy theories about Jay-Z selling soul to Illuminati, but now it feels like conspiracy theories might be getting the last laugh. I'll play this on 80s.
In your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for what it means for mass incarceration?
You know what? This is a labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that and nothing else.
Well, then can I ask you about mass incarceration? And do you think the movement is...
And the thing is, they're putting this like this is a smoking gun or something like that, when in reality, like Harvey Weinstein used to like was the biggest name in Hollywood. Literally, if you wanted to break into Hollywood, you had to be associated. If you did anything associated with it, so like some of your favorite actors, you know what I'm saying? Denzel has probably got a video with Harvey Weinstein. So this to me was just like, I invited this dude to promote whatever the Sundance Film Festival, and you asking him political questions, which made you try and get a clickbait. You know, you try and get a soundbite. And he's just like, yo, I shut that down. That wasn't like his best friend wrapped his arms around like, Jay, let's go, you know, see some young girls, you know, that was not that. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, exactly. Constantly online, bro. Yeah.
Well, and mind you, it's like the initial reports are what, Jay in like 1994 or was it 1996? Either way. So you're telling me Jay and Harvey Weinstein have been friends for 20 plus years? Since Jay was a nobody. Like, it's just like, that's, I don't know. I'm not the guy that's gonna sit there and say whatever, but at least for this clip, I'm just looking up real quick. 2017, is when 444 came out. So realistically, he's got an album coming out that year. Either it already came out or it's coming out soon. Like, he's not trying to he's not that kind of guy that's looking for press off of a viral clip of him saying something about someone else like that, you know.
Exactly. So yeah, I just think it's a lot of weirdo stuff going on, but yeah, I think that's all I got, man. I think we're in agreement on that topic, by the way. So if you got nothing else, man, we can keep it moving. Memphis legend 8 Ball, shout out to 8 Ball. Still making music.
Absolutely.
He dropped verses from the Book of Primo, Chapter 1, a storytelling project heavily themed around blues music. Boosie just released tried to do a blues album too, didn't he? I don't think it went too far, but that's kind of dope, man. I like to see people kind of diversify a little bit. But it raises massive questions of the OGs of the game. Should hip-hop legends stick to the signature sound or our concept albums? We want to see more concept albums, more, because once you hit a certain level, and that's once you hit like maybe 8 Ball and MJG are true legends. You know what I'm saying? The video got deleted on here, but as are true legends in the game, right? So I think they've probably done everything they can do as far as hip hop. You feel me? Do you want to see more of these legends, like concept albums? Like I said, we talk about Boosie doing a blues album. You know, maybe we can get something different from T.I., something like that. Is that something you think that's up the alley for the OG? Something you would want to see is maybe concepts, albums, maybe different genres dabbling from the OGs of the game. What do you think about?
I'm mixed on the different genres. You throwing that out there at the end. I'm mixed on that part. Them doing different concepts I like, and I think a part of that though might need to come with that is also for these guys to drop a little bit more often. Right? Because if you're gonna, depending on what the concept is and what you're fully doing, but like if it misses and you only drop once a year or every other year, right, that's gonna put a bigger like blemish on your discography. Maybe not like your total legend in the game, but maybe at the end people start being like, oh well, this one was iffy or blah blah blah. But if you're dropping a little bit more often, then it's like, oh well, that one we were iffy on, but this one was great, right? It's easier to move on and like continue off of that. So I'm definitely down for experimentation and doing different cool stuff, but I think they need to be prepared to drop something else within the same year or within a relatively close span, so that if it doesn't hit, you can kind of keep rolling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
What do you think? Because really, when I see this question, my first thought is like that Jeezy album that we got from last year. Which I was gonna say, I know you were pretty mixed on, and a lot of people were mixed. Some people loved it.
Fucking
that's
Nolan Ryan
so
over
like,
here.
That's what I mean. So it's like if you think about it like that, it's like, oh, because then we get an iffy one, and now you gotta wait, right? And like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
And I think, to be honest with you, I just think the execution of that wasn't quite right, right? I think you could have had a good concept. I think that was a dope concept to take like older tracks and, have Jeezy rhyme. And the problem was they didn't transform it enough. Most of the tracks on there wasn't transformed. It was just like him awkwardly rapping over like, I wouldn't even call it a sample. Like they literally just took part of the song and looped it,
Sure.
Some of them, about 2 or 3, I did like. I mean, I'm sure you heard that project too. I think the same songs you liked, I like, right? And those were that he kind of transformed it, right? So going back to your original question, right? If you're gonna do the concept album, do it right, do it correctly, and just make it sound good. At the end of the day, it's all about it's a simple game, the music game, right?
Yeah,
make it sound good, right? And that is kind of subjective, depending on who you are, right? But if 9 out of 10 people say something doesn't sound good, then it probably doesn't sound good, right? So that's my thing, especially with hip hop, because hip hop is totally built around transforming something. I don't want to hear you just rip something, and that was my that was actually my criticism of maybe 2 years ago. We were seeing a lot of people taking literally the whole song from like a 03 track, like taking Project Chick and just rapping over it and stuff like that. It's like, no, not transform it. This is what hip hop's about. So if you transform it properly, then hell yeah, I'm all for it. I want to hear different I would say, depending on the artist, right? Grain of salt. I'm all for trying different genres, right? I mean, we seen Ice-T back in the day with the metal, right? I wasn't a big fan of the metal.
He still does that.
Yeah, he still does that. So if it's something that you actually fuck with, right? If you actually fuck with the metal shit, if you actually fuck with whatever kind of concept, a different sound you're trying, then I'm all for it, because a lot of these people are very talented and they listen to different stuff, and maybe they can make something that sounds different, the Jay-Z Linkin Park fusion and stuff like that. You can have that, but just don't do it because you just don't like hip hoppers or you think you're bigger than hip hoppers. That's what we've seen, and that's how we had kind of felt with Big X, right? That's why I think it was a little bit uproar when what he said, because it was like, well, I don't want to just be hip hop, I'm bigger than that. Like, bro, come on. So
mind you that Big X is the person I was talking about earlier that had to change the venue here.
Touche.
Yeah. So is he bigger than hip hop because he can't even sell what I'm just saying, whatever.
Yeah, and not to bash on him too much, but it's like, okay, we talking about OGs, right? We talking about people who have basically mastered hip hop, who have put their bones in, got they fucking just do, put that work in to be able to be like, okay, I've done what I did in hip hop, I'm a legend at this point, now I'm gonna try this, right? Big X is still kind of a new artist. Big X hasn't really got that cachet yet to say, well, fuck, I'm trying to go in the country and go in this and get a Grammy, and like, bro, like, conquer hip hop first, master that first, dog. You good, but you ain't the greatest yet. Like, no, you ain't in nobody's top 20 conversations yet. Get there first, then you can, say what you're gonna, and still be respectful too. hey, hip hop's dope, but I want to try this. I love country. I'm gonna try this. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's you know, I personally love concept albums, and more than just concepts in like a sound, but also like bigger picture, right? So like what I was saying earlier about like dropping multiple is like the rapper Afro in 2025. He dropped probably 6 or more projects, and some of them had like actual concepts to them. Like one is where he's rapping as like a guy in a futuristic prison trying to break out of there, right? But then there's another one where he's like doing more normal raps with normal songs, but then there's like a theme of like him in an old Western type of movie in between. That's kind of cool. But then also, if you don't like any of that, he's also still got regular albums that came out last year that's just like pure rapping with beats. You know, I like that kind of stuff. So that way it's then if you're taking risks and you're doing stuff like that and it's not hitting, you got other stuff to fall back on still.
Yeah, that's dope. That takes talent too. Shit, I think Logic did a couple albums like that where it's like we was fucking in a spaceship floating around. Shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that, right?
I do think
Intergalactic nerd shit, you know. Shout out to Logic, man. But you know that too is a way you go about it as well. Like if you take a concept or something, you see it all the way through. The guy, the brother of the artist you just reviewed, I think IDK, right? That 15 years, 15 tracks thing. I don't know if it's concept because I didn't listen to it, but just the idea of doing it that way, right? Whereas like I'm telling a very personal story, I'm getting a very personable project based off this time that I was facing, and as a result, I'm gonna give you 15 tracks off that. I mean, to me, that's like, okay, let me see what the fuck you're talking about, right? And he's been crushing it too, man. He got Bang of the Week a couple times, man. So definitely putting in that work, man.
Shout out to him.
All right, any last thoughts on that joint?
I don't think so.
We over an hour, dog. Just me and you yapping, dog. Like that.
Oh yeah,
this is impressive work we got going here. Shout out to Jay Cloud. I believe did he just release a project, Cloud?
Yeah, he did. It was actually like right as the end episode last week was ending.
Okay,
I bought it. I'll pull it up. I'm gonna shout it out. It's
definitely
called "What Doesn't Kill Me" on Bandcamp.
Shout out to the super producer, man. But he actually inspired this. This question because when he posted that hypothetical, I was like, oh, that's kind of a good deal, right? So, common debates bubbling up: is being too talented actually a career killer, right? We're looking at artists who can rap, produce, sing, and curate, but find themselves stuck in this mid-tier limbo, right? In hip hop, modern hip hop, is it better to be a jack of all trades or a specialist, right? By specialist, I mean maybe somebody who kind of delves in one lane, right? The Snots of the world, you know, the people who are, maybe even Pusha T to a certain extent, right? Coke bars and stuff like that, right? Or is it better to be very versatile, right? What do you think? Or is it kind of even? I don't know.
Oh, it's a tough question. When that hypothetical popped up, I didn't even want to jump in at the time because I was kind of like in the middle of it, right? So it's a toughie, but I think it can be good to hone in on one thing and be a master of one, and then you can spread your wings from there. If you really are going to pick one way or the other, which I'm not saying is how it should be done either. So, I don't have the answers. First of all, I'm Sway. I got no answers.
You ain't got the answers, Obi.
Yeah. So don't look at me, but I think that's what I would do. More of because it also doesn't have to be so focused in like you said, like Pusha T. You don't have to be Coke bars. It could be I'm focused on being like more underground or street, right? And then you can spread from there. So it doesn't always have to be super, super niche.
Yeah. Shoot, I would say maybe even a JID. That's he kind of also fits. I know we were talking about IDK, but I think that JID too is probably one of those ones you could be like, okay, like where is your sound? Like where is you? Like,
right.
where's the I'm used to one fucking thing, and now you're rhyming with Conway, and now you're rhyming with fucking Offset, and now you're switching the, you know what I mean? So I think he might be a case study as well, and kind of that as well. I think personally, it's whatever works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there are some players who are 3-point specialists. There are some players who are triple threat, right? Some players who can drive to the hole, and there's some players who are more of a point guard, right? You have to find your niche, right? So if you're super talented where you can be versatile and do everything, and you want to do everything, well, then do everything, bro. I think whoever rocks with you and you're a good artist, and then you're doing things from your heart, you feel me, that'll work for you. And shout out to
figuring out what works for you, right? And not trying to like force stuff that isn't fitting what works for you as an artist.
Facts. That's why what you said kind of to a point where maybe you should try at the beginning when you're first as an artist getting your feet wet and you're stepping out there, right? Kind of find your niche, try different sounds, try this. A lot of people, if you listen to their first projects and listen to them now, you wouldn't even know it's the same fucking artist, right? We pull up some old Young Thug now, some Young Thug back in fucking 2014, you'd be like, this is not the same fucking artist, right? This is not the same dude, right? He had to find his voice.
I always say enjoy your time as an underground artist. Like, you get to make some cool, weird stuff that maybe nobody will hear. And, you know, if you give it a year, you might hear it again and be like, this is terrible. Thank goodness I didn't keep going with this. Or you might hear it back and be like, that was really good, and I need to keep, I should do more of that. That was awesome. Or whatever. You know, when you're in the underground, you got time and space to be creative and let things breathe a little bit and find out what's going to work. And that's what's awesome about it, to be honest. But it's hard when you're in it to enjoy it, because you're broke, right? And you're struggling in some way or something. Like, it's not an easy path, but if you can find ways to enjoy it, it's a cool place to be.
Facts. Yeah, you kind of got to fall in love with the process. I forgot whose quote that was, but you got to kind of fall in love with that grind, that late nights, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't love the process, you're never gonna kind of get where you need to be at. Shout out to Reddit, man. It could be a great place sometimes, and it could be hell on earth. But it's being versatile as an artist, bad or good. With artists like Playboy Cardi, Jane Remover, Tyler the Creator, Lil Yachty, and so on, having albums with very different sounds, sometimes almost even different genres, is a good or bad thing as a smaller artist. He's almost talking exactly what we're talking about. From a fan's perspective, would you say that being more sonically connected through your releases like Suicide Boys or Yeet, where you know what to expect from your favorite artist, is better than getting something different? Obviously, as an artist, it's nice to be creative in all different ways, but as far as it comes to fan building, what's your thoughts? Stay within a belief or sound very diverse and almost verbatim. Just have fun with what you release and stay authentic. Stay relatable. Give your fans what they want when it's that time. And that's the one of the best replies. So shout out to Rico Swavey. I would agree wholeheartedly that have fun, love what you do, because honestly, you don't want to make music feel like a job. When you get to that point, you're not going to even want to follow up on it, right? When it feels, and we can see some of these artists, man, like you can almost tell, like, I hate mentioning Ice Spice all the time, but the Lifeless Twerk, bro, is just it sits in my head. It's like, do you even like what you're doing at this point?
Well, she like money, so you know.
But I like money too, but but you got to enjoy how you make it. It's 10 million ways to make money, man. We in America, I seen a kid that's like 11 years old make like $6 million a year off slime. So it's no shortage of ways to make money, man. But enjoy life. Life is short. You feel me? Don't waste time.
Exactly.
All right, man. That's all I got. You got any last thoughts on that subject, Obi?
I don't think so.
All right, cool. We almost out of here, baby. Under the algorithm. Boom, 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 boom. So if you have any sleepers you got this week, anybody you want to let the audience know about 50, man, we need to get that to, we might stay here until y'all share this to 100, because 50 ain't gonna cut it for me. Nah, I'm just playing.
All right, we're staying up all night. Somebody get me a drink.
Build a fort. Let's build some forts.
We're gonna start streaming games. We're pulling up. We're gonna go on. We're gonna play some Halo. Everybody get in here.
Fortnite real quick.
Exactly.
What you got?
All right. All right, so it's a mix on this one. All right, it's a little bit of a mix. So the artists on the song are Boldy James and Mickey Diamond, not particularly the smallest artist, but both extremely dope, and two artists. That's like a dream combo on a song for me. The song is called Steph Curry, but it's from DJ Draymond. Okay, so this is a DJ producer album. You know what I mean? Producer album, DJ Draymond. The song is called Steph Curry with Boldy James and Mickey Diamond off the album Detroit Institute of Art, Volume 1.
Okay. I never heard of that. Sounds dope. Something I definitely have to check out. Who I got this week? This artist called New Anagi. I hope I'm saying his name correct. He got some off the cuff shit. Some funny comedy shit called Favorite 80s Ladies. I was like, yo, this dude is off the chain. But some of his old stuff though is pretty dope. I think he's kind of went to like a comedy lane now. Where like 10 years ago he was rappy, but check that out, man. See if y'all like it. Anagi is his name, Unagi. So check him out, and he sent us some stuff to check out. So I would definitely, I'm on the burner, dog. I'm weeding my way through the emails that we get. I need to hire like a virtual assistant at this point because I don't like to sift through emails. I have 5,000 unread emails in my personal email. I damn sure don't want to add a second box like that. But that is my pick this week, man. So without further ado, let's get ready to get out of here. Appreciate us getting all 50 of y'all. Let's get it up to 55, 60 while we're getting up out of here. But Obi, man, what you been working on? What you want to shout out? What you got going on, brother?
Man, what am I working on? Back to full reviews. Awards are done, thank goodness. I'm trying to still innovate on some new things. So I'm trying to bring back some like these like little mini videos I used to make where like I would take a song and a video and connect them, blah, blah, blah. The way I explain it's terrible. My wife didn't understand it all when I tried. Doesn't matter. Point is, I'm still trying to innovate, just like I said last week on the show. So I'm open to suggestions from people and looking for ways to be better and do better in 2026 and keep growing. So, let me know what anybody thinks. Follow me. Maybe somebody could follow me. Okay, if y'all don't follow me, it's all right. But yeah, no, just working hard. Visit the website. That's the main thing. hiphophighsociety.com.
Yeah. Hey, man. Make sure y'all check out Obi, man. Even he drops a lot of those under the radar album reviews, man. I love your video. You can put me on a couple artists yourself, man. Hardest working man. I ain't lying, bro. Hardest working guy I've seen, goddamn, because them videos take a minute. I've made quite a few.
Yeah, I think my YouTube says I got 150 videos and 150 followers. So I've only got 900, a lot to a million, but I'm getting there. I'm almost there.
Hey, we all working, dog. We all working, but we appreciate you, man. It's been dope going through this fucking journey of building with you, man. We always get to laugh. And it's probably one of my most enjoyable episodes, dog. I thought it was like two people. It's going to be rough. I'm going to have to keep fucking talking, but hey, bro, it's great building with you and take you a year.
Thank you. I try.
As far as me, I'm doing the same shit I was doing last week. Try to take over the world. But yeah, just working on reviews, man. I've been listening to Say the Baby's last album. I never spent about 3
be grateful.
times. Yeah, and it's that purple tape. So I will be dropping a review for that. I have a couple of underground artists who've sent some reviews, so I'm sifting through that. I'll definitely get to everybody. I appreciate everybody who sends us their music. I know that's your art, that's your baby, so it's kind of, iffy having somebody listen to it and give a fucking arbitrary number that really means nothing. It's just, but keep creating, man. Like I say every Sunday, bro, keep creating, because there's somebody who you never know who you'll affect. You never know who's going to resonate with your music. There are people who are literally, thought about offing themselves who didn't, just because of a song that they've heard. There are people who are going through things in life, and a certain song just, resonated with them, whether they was growing up and had good memories about it or whatever. So music is a powerful thing, man. Music is a powerful thing, and the people who make music are powerful people, so as long as you enjoy what you do, keep creating. We're going to keep listening, and it may not resonate with everybody, but it's going to resonate with somebody. So that's my you know, after school special fucking speech this week.
That was great. That was great.
But I appreciate everybody here. I appreciate everybody who's watching us, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitter, wherever you're watching us. Fortunately, Facebook didn't work this week, but I will fix it. But that's all I got. So on behalf of everybody here, and salute to our staff, hardworking people who take time out of their day to be able to do all this stuff for you. So that's all I got, man. On behalf of everybody, Hip Hop Outside, on behalf of Mr. Obi, I gotta say, peace.